Okay, this is Pacific War. I'm using Vassal to try to play the Pearl Harbor scenario. I'm going to cover this up right here because this is Pearl Harbor. It's got the base. It's land attack 3, anti-air 4, and 18 defense or 18 hit points. I'm going to move the forces. So the forces that we have here are, this is the American Air Force. This is the American naval units. Get down here. And these are the Japanese forces attacking Pearl Harbor. The phases, we're just going to be using the battle cycle, just one battle cycle or two battle cycles. The first one, the Americans are not going to be able to respond. We already know what the lighting is. It's AM, and the second is going to be PM. So we can move that to advantage determination. We already know that the Japanese are at the advantage player both times. They don't need to do movement, so they do their air mission first. Now, the special rules are, in this first phase, the Americans can't respond at all. They have to just take it. The first attack gets a -5, which minus is good in this game. And then all hits are doubled, including critical hits. That task force is going to go after the Navy. This task force is going to go after the Navy as well, and these guys are going to be going after strafing the Air Force. This is the anti-air, this is the anti-naval, and this is the anti-ground. Ground we won't be using because we're just going to be strafing planes and torpedoing ships. So the first one's going to get a -5 on his roll. So we're going to go ahead and roll. Japanese gets an 8. That's -5. So that's a 3 on, and he's got an 8 attack. So we go to the 3, follow it down here, or strike combat F versus naval. That's 3 becomes 6. Now I made a little mistake here. I wanted to do the 3 top anti-air battleships here. So let me separate them: Tennessee, California, and West Virginia. So since I got 3, it gets doubled to 6. So each of these are going to get 2 hits each. So we'll add 2 hits. And you have to add the hits equally. So one can't get a hit before the next one gets a hit. So they all get 1s, then they all get 2s. So that's the first attack by this guy. That is the main torpedo attack. Now this guy is going to come in. He doesn't get a -5, but his hits are still doubled. So we'll roll for him. And that's a 4. So an 8 and a 4 goes to 3. So that's another 2 hits. Add hit, add hit, add hit, because it got doubled. Oops. And now these guys are sufficiently hit for victory purposes. I need to have 6 of the 8 battleships with 4 hits each. So now my next plane that comes in, that's 7, is going to be going after the Maryland, the Arizona, and the Oklahoma, in that order. Okay. Let's make this bigger. All right, so 7, I roll on here, and it is a 2. So 7, 2, that's probably going to be 3 hits. Yep, 3 hits. So that gets doubled again. So each of these are going to get 2. So that's how you're supposed to normally hit them. Add hit, add hit. All right, and then this guy's going to roll for his last attack, and that's a 7. So 7 on 7. That's the green, so that's going to be 1, so that's going to be 2 hits. So the Maryland takes another hit, and the Arizona takes another hit. All right, so that's the end of the naval. Now we're doing strafing. And what I want to do with these guys here is I want them to take out the fighters. We're going to strafe the fighters right down here, and we're going to be using the strafing. Let's see, where is the strafing? Right here, strafe combat versus unalerted. And so we're going to roll for the first one, which gets a 5. And that's a 1, so 5, 1. Do it right here. Strafing, that's 3, so it'll be 6, so 2 hits on each. And all I need to do is get 12 hits on here, so if I could duplicate that with the last guy, I've already knocked out enough planes to satisfy it. So let's see, we've got 5, 0, that's a critical hit. So we go here, that's already 6. So each of them are going to take 2 hits. And then we have the critical, so we roll for critical. That's a 6, so 1 additional hit gets doubled, so 2 hits. So we'll destroy this. And we'll destroy this. Okay, keep it simple. All right, so this is the only one that is survived. 6 hits destroys the counter, so this guy is gone. And this guy is gone. And now I've satisfied the amount of hits I need for the strafing. Everything else will go on to the battleships for the second round of combat. So if we look over here, this was the advantage air mission. There's no disadvantage, so we go back to battle cycle 2. We do another advantage air mission. So now when these planes are coming in, first they're going to do a coordination check. So they have to, since they're all level 2, they need a 6 or less, and they didn't get it, so it's uncoordinated. So now we look at the Allied search to see if they actually probably had to do this first, but we're going to do a search. Oops, wrong one. And they get a 1, so they detect the planes coming in. So they are able to alert this guy. Oops, I'm sorry. Let me go back here. So they were able to search for air here in the day. And so they're going to alert this guy to be their cap. The Japanese are going to use the middle guy as their, no, they're going to use the lesser guy to be their escort. So we go back to the combat chart and cap versus uncoordinated mission. So they've got a 0 here in order to fight. So they need a 0. They didn't get it. The Japanese fight back with a 5. They get a 5. And I believe that'll be 1 hit. So 5 and 5. Uncoordinated strike versus cap, that's 1. So this guy will take 1 hit of damage. And then the, let's see, the flak. So all these planes are going after the naval units, and you're able to take 4 of these naval units. Let me see which one. So that's 1, 2, 3. Ships have a anti-air of 2, and then 1 gets a 1. So you add them up, that's 7. So they get to roll a 7 for their anti-air. And they got a 7. So that's 1 hit. So we're going to put it on their big one here. If it was 2, then they would get driven off and have to abort. But since it's just 1, they get to come in and attack. The first Japanese airstrike, oh, okay. All subsequent Japanese airstrike die rolls are treated normally as per rules. All airstrike and airbase target hits are during the first battle cycle have their hits doubled. Okay, so they're not doubled in the second. This is all normal. The first strike was the special one. This is not, so there's no doubling here. And so we need to hit these guys one more time. So we're going to send in our best guy. We're going to start with our best guy here with an 8. He's going to roll. Oops, keep hitting that one. Rolled a 2, so 8, 2. And we go to 4. So that'll be 1, 2, 3, and we'll make this guy primary 4. So now we've actually won the scenario. We don't have to go any further, but just for kicks and giggles, let's finish off the airstrike. So now we have this one. He's a 7, and he rolls a 1. So we go right down here. That's 4 hits. So we're just going to do all of these guys until we sink them. So 4. So this is primary. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so we'll make this a primary, secondary, and the rest of them on the next one. This guy's a 7 as well. So he'll roll. And he's got a critical. So 7, 0. That'll be 4 hits. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And now we roll for the critical. That's nothing. All right, so we got the next guy right here. He is going to, we're going to have these guys plus these guys here. We're going to primary, secondary, tertiary, 4th guy, 5th guy, 6th guy. Okay. So he's going to roll on a 7. He rolled a 6. And so that will be 1 hit. So we destroy the Maryland. And now these 2 guys, we're in primary, secondary, tertiary, and then these 2 guys. So they're rolling on 6s. That's a 5. So 6, 5. That's 1 more hit. So we destroy the Arizona. And then the last guy, he rolls on a 6, and he's got a 6. So that'll be 1 hit. And so the Oklahoma is destroyed. So technically, the Japanese win this scenario. The player wins the scenario for damaging 6 battleships at least 4 times and wiping out 12 air forces. So that the victory conditions were met. However, only 4 battleships were destroyed. Or I'm sorry, 5 battleships were destroyed. 1 was crippled, and 2 were untouched. So historically, not as good as the historical Japanese. But this was a scenario just basically to learn airstrikes with a couple special rules. That second strike was what you see normally when you do an airstrike. So I hope you enjoyed this quick tutorial. I hope I got everything right. I did all the research that I could before I set this up. So this is how I interpret the rules. One thing I might have missed was on the air-to-air. These guys, since they had 6 steps, L2, I believe they get their anti-air bumped up by 2, if I'm not mistaken. But anyway, that is how I interpret the rules, and I'll see you. I'm going to be going through this tutorials because the OPR is right now in a state of flux. A lot of the armies are being changed around, points are being changed. It's settling down right now, but I just want to wait until the dust has settled and they officially set up their armies before I start making armies again and playing. But I do plan on getting back to OPR. But this was the prize I got at the OPR tournament, and I'm really excited because this was basically not my childhood game, but my teenage years game that I enjoyed the most. And being reacquainted with it is very exciting for me. So I hope you guys are along for the ride. I'll see you next time.